Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are presenting the maths problem of the week. Now I've decided that this week and the next couple of weeks I am going to go over strategies to help you remember some mathematical facts. This week I am going over a strategy that should help with your 2, 4 and 8 times table. This strategy is called Doubling Dynamite. What's Doubling Dynamite? I hear you scream at your screen. Don't worry, I will explain. With Doubling Dynamite, you take a number and you double it. Sounds really easy, but actually can become quite complex. Here is my example, the simplest number I can think of, the number 1. If I use Doubling Dynamite once, it turns into 2. If I use Doubling Dynamite twice, it would turn into 4. And if I use Doubling Dynamite 3 times, that would turn into the number 8. The reason that works is because I'm doubling again, and doubling one more time. Now, when you are doubling, you don't just think of the original number. So as you see here, when we doubled it, it went to the number 2. When we double it again, we double the number 2. We don't double the number 1, we double the number 2, which gets us to 4. Then, we double the number 4 to get us to the number 8. If we did this with a bigger number, let's take the number 17, and I wanted to do 4 times 17. I could try and do 4 times 17, go through all the stages of the 4 times table. Or I could do double 17, which is 34, and then I could double 34, which would get me 68, which is the exact same answer as 4 times 17. Now, with this strategy, I want you to figure out the following problems. In our mild problem, I would like you to figure out what 2 times 15, 2 times 31, and 4 times 16 are. In our medium problem, I would like you to figure out what 2 times 37, 4 times 19, and 8 times 15 are. And in our hot problem, I would like you to figure out what 2 times 173, 4 times 78, and 8 times 56 are. And that's it. Simple as that. Now, I will leave a close-up version of the problem on the screen so you can pause and take your time and do the level or levels of challenge you wish to complete. And after that, I'll go over the solutions. So, I will see you in a moment. So you have paused, you've taken your time, and you have completed the level or levels of challenge you wish to. Now, let's go over the solutions. First, let's look at our mild problem. So our mild problem, you have 3 questions to answer. What is 2 times 15, what is 2 times 31, and what is 4 times 16? Now, I know I'm working with slightly bigger numbers than you might want to work with, but the reason I'm doing this is to really focus in on the idea of doubling, instead of worrying about what 4 or 8 or 2 times blank is. So let's look at the number 15. If we double it once, that's all we need to do when we multiply by 2. 1 double. So 15 times 2, or double 15, is 30, which is the answer to our first question. In our second question, it's the same, we're multiplying by 2, so we only need to double once. Now, you could even split this number up into the number 30 into the number 1 if that's easier for you. You could double 30 to get 60 and double 1 to get 2. But I know in my head that double 31 is 62. So the answer to our second question is 62. In our last question for our mild problem, it is a little bit harder. We are doing 4 times 16 or 16 times 4. When we're multiplying by 4, we need to double and then double again. So double 16, we need to multiply by 2. Double 16 is 32. Then we need to take the number 32 and double it again. So we've taken 16, it's doubled to 32, and doubling again gets us to 64, which is the answer to our final question. So, to recap, 2 times 15 is 30, or 15 doubled is 30. 2 times 31 is 62, or 31 doubled is 62. And 4 times 16, or 16 doubled, then doubled again, is 64. And those are the solutions to our mild problem. Be back in a moment with our medium solution, but thank you very much for taking part. I would also like to thank you for taking part, but this time in our medium solution. Let's go over what our medium problem was. We have to figure out what 2 times 37, 4 times 19 and 8 times 15 are. So, for 2 times 37, how many times do we need to double the number 37? Only once. When we're timesing by 2, we're only doubling the number once. Now you could split the number up and double 30 and double 7 and add those together. That would give you 60 and 14 all together. That makes 74. But in my head, I knew that double 37 was 74. So I'll write that here. In our second problem, 4 times 19, how many times will we need to double? We'll need to double twice. So we double our number and then we double again. So 19 doubled is 38. And then 38 doubled is 76. So 4 times 19 is 76. In the problem 8 times 15, how many times will we need to double? We'll need to double 3 times, because if we double once, that's multiplying by 2. If we double twice, that's multiplying by 4. And if we double 3 times, that's the same as multiplying by 8. So, the number 15, what is double 15? Well, if you have done our mild problem, you know that that's 30. What's 30 doubled? 60. And finally, what's 60 doubled? 120. So 8 times 15 is 120. Now, I hope that using Doubling Dynamite actually makes it a little bit easier to tackle your 2, 4 and 8 times tables, especially when it's much bigger numbers than you're used to. But again, thank you very much for taking part, and in a moment you'll hear from Hot Solution Grant. Thank you very much, Medium Solution Grant. This is your hot solution. Now, let's go over the problem again. We need to do 2 times 173, 4 times 78, and 8 times 56. In our first problem, how many times will we need to double? We'll only need to double once, because doubling once is the same as multiplying by 2. But we are working with a bigger number than usual, so it might be easier if you split the number up, double those, and add it all together. For example, double 100 is 200, double 70 is 140, and double 3 is 6. So if you add 200, 140, and 6 all together, that gives you an answer of 346, which is our answer to the first problem. The second problem, how many times will we need to double if we're doing 4 times 78? We'll need to double twice, so we double and double again. So, what would double 78 be? Again, you could split it up, but I know that that's 156. And then I'll need to double 156, which gives me an answer of 312, which is the answer to our second problem, 312. Now finally, our last one, 8 times 56. How many times will we need to double in that problem? We'll need to double 3 times, because doubling once is multiplying by 2, doubling twice is multiplying by 4, and doubling 3 times is the same as multiplying by 8. So 56, what is that doubled? That's 112. What's 112 doubled? 224. And finally, what is 224 doubled? 448, which is the answer to our final problem. And those are your hot solutions. So, how did you get on? Let me know in the comments below. And also let me know if this makes it easier for you to remember your 2, 4 and 8 times table. But until next time, take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!